An FBI watchdog is releasing a new report criticizing the agency's handling of child sexual abuse allegations. The Inspector General already criticized the FBI's handling of tips related to former U.S. gymnastics physician Larry Nassar. Now, this new report suggests the FBI didn't properly address the issue even after Nassar pleaded guilty to sexually abusing 7 girls. ABC's Jack Datte joins me now with the latest. And Jack, this isn't just about the U.S. gymnastics case, but how the FBI handles child sexual abuse allegations in general.
That's right, Diana. In the wake of that Nassar scandal, the FBI pledged that something like this would never happen again. The Inspector General, after that period, decided to take a look at more broadly at the FBI's cases in terms of child sexual exploitation. And what they found was not good. Of the 4,000 cases that they had during a period from October of 2021 through February of 2023, they looked at about 327 cases of that. They found significant problems with 42 of those cases that needed to be immediately addressed. In fact, in one of those cases, a child continued to suffer from child sexual abuse for a period of 15 months until agents then were forced to step in after they were notified by the IG that that had been overlooked. So very concerning problems, very troubling problems from the FBI.
Now, FBI Director Christopher Wray apologized to Larry Nassar's victims before Congress in 2021, saying there were people at the FBI who had their own chance to stop this monster, his words, back in 2015 and failed. And he added, quote, "It never should have happened. We are doing everything in our power to make sure it never happens again." So what does this report now say about the changes implemented at the FBI after Wray's apology?
So after Ray's apologies, the FBI did implement more training and throughout the Bureau for these types of cases. Going forward, they say they're strengthening their training and they're strengthening their compliance. One of the problems that the Inspector General found was not necessarily that action wasn't taken, but in many cases they failed to comply with their own internal, basically paperwork requirements to make sure that the actions they took were documented. So in about 47 of the cases that they reviewed, they found that proper paperwork or proper compliance wasn't present. And in about 50% of the cases, they could find no evidence that social services agencies that could also assist in these matters locally were contacted. And again, the FBI, for its part, says some of these issues are compliance issues rather than, but action was taken, but they just failed to document it properly. But clearly, the FBI these allegations are quite stinging and they're concerning, and the FBI is taking them quite seriously.
All right, understandable. ABC's Jack Datte, thank you.